All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Tuck Rule Takes, the brand new self-proclaimed best Patriots podcast out there.
Best believe.
See, it's already, people are already saying it. You're saying it. I'm saying it. It's out there. I'm sure if
People,
you're listening right
people.
now, the people listening now, the people actually, special shout out to our German fans out in Germany. Hola, what's up, guys?
Hola.
I'm going to keep saying hola because I don't know. Anyways, guys,
Hello.
Mike Sullivan, as always, here with Liam, my Patriots partner. I'm going to keep calling you that until I find a better name. Liam, what's going on?
There isn't a better name. Not a whole lot. I'm fresh out of work right now, feeling a little frazzled from the work day. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do tonight. I got the Packers on soon, which is going to be exciting. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to bounce back, so I'll probably unwind, watch that game, and I'm no longer drinking during the week, so I am going to be enjoying this raspberry tea.
That's fine. Look, I got my my water, or is it vodka? We don't know.
Or is it?
Liam, I do just a little public PSA to everybody. I know when we first started, I was going to do my little little hip hop themed intro. There's a reason, guys, we had to stop. The way I see it, if you are looking to grow your podcast, you got to be in with the local media, the local stuff like that. Rumor has it, there's some people in local media who do not like rap music. Scott Zolak might be one of them. Yeah, Cam Newton got criticized for it, for dancing, to rap music at practice. So I think for the betterment of myself, Liam of Tuck Rule Takes as a whole, we're not going to do anymore, guys. I know everybody was looking forward to it, so I'm sorry. But guess what? We got something better. That. We got something better to intro with today. We're in the fucking win column, baby. Let's go.
Up City.
Let's fucking go.
1-1.
Finally, I don't know about you, man, but it felt like it. I almost forgot, and I hate to say this as a Patriots fan because you're gonna sound so fucking spoiled. Yeah, I almost forgot what it was like to like be happy about a win, if that makes sense. Because like last season, I don't know, like the wins were still wins, but
they didn't feel like wins. You were like, whoo, we squeaked by.
No, they didn't feel like one. And that's not a shot to Cam Newton. Listen, we're not going to bring up Cam Newton. He's on the team.
No. I love Cam Newton.
Honestly, I do too. And I know I get framed as someone who doesn't love Cam Newton. It's just we don't need to bring up, there were some throws that Mac made that Cam couldn't make, that Cam could run this offense. Dude, I don't care. He's off the team. Like, enough. Speaking of Mac Jones, Mac Attack, the highest rated rookie quarterback in week 2 out of everybody that was taken. Mac Jones played well. I don't think we're gonna.
That's a good word for it.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna, expect anything crazy yet. The training wheels, so to speak, are on him, but we'll talk about that later. Like I told you before the podcast, I was the idiot who didn't bring up Mac Jones stats. So thankfully, I'm not alone. Liam, can you let us know how Mac Jones did?
I very much can, Mike.
Thank you.
So Mac went 22 of 30. For 186 yards. Whew, that was a mouthful.
Thank you. Because it didn't, I wouldn't even have known what to, because I know he wasn't a great game, but the 186 yards kind of surprising to me. I don't know if I thought he was going to have more.
Bigger or smaller? You don't know?
I don't know.
Since you just watched the game, would you have assumed, do you think that was conservative or do you think that was generous?
I kind of think that it was, honestly, and this gonna sound bad, I thought it was generous. I like the offense of this game, like, disappeared to me. Like for me, the game was more about the defense. I mean, Zach Wilson, dude, I know that you're probably going to be a good quarterback, but this just wasn't for you.
Yeah. But yeah. No. We saw this coming too. We were like, this is not his day.
We did. I believe. Yeah, I think I even said you agreed.
On our show, we changed our mind for Al's show last week, which is a big mistake. We got humble, which we shouldn't. We shouldn't do. So next time, we're not going to change our opinions. Because originally on this show, we did the schedule predictions. I was like 38-3, and you had something similar where it was going to be an ass fucking.
Yeah. I was somewhat up there. No more humble ability. No more. No, I don't know if that's.
We learned from our mistakes. We'll admit, hey, we were wrong once. We're not going to do that again.
No, never again. In fact, we said that Zach Wilson was going to get booed in his own stadium, and he did. But that was a
great take.
We're not talking about Zach Wilson, okay? I don't need to talk about that 12-year-old looking man.
Our
boy.
guy didn't get booed.
Our guy kicked ass, like you said, 185 yards. He didn't eclipse 200, but not the end of the world. One thing I did want to, which I thought was kind of funny. Everybody talks about how it's all conservative and everything. So he had 185 yards in Tom Brady's, not his rookie year, but his second year with the team. Do you know how many yards he threw for in his first two games? All the way back combined? In 01. No, each game. What would you guess? Do you think it's a lot, a little? What do you think?
I would guess 115 his first game and 177 the second game.
Kind of flipped. His first game, he had 198 yards. His second game, he had 108 yards. I say that to say this. Let's all stop fucking freaking out that Mac Jones isn't throwing for a bunch of yards.
Yeah. Tom Brady was a game manager his first couple of years.
He was. And that's not, I feel like that gets a bad rap to call someone a game manager, but all that means is that you're making the right decisions. I mean, if we're being honest, which for a rookie, I feel like that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
I mean,
call a spade a spade.
Yeah. I mean, this is his first year. This is his second game. Like, let's kind of calm down a little bit there.
Yeah, I think people just are like too expecting of greatness. Like they're expecting somebody to come in and get like, second year Patty Mahomes, where in week 1 it's 5 touchdowns, and week 2 it's 6 touchdowns. You're like, oh my god, yeah, we're not getting that. That's not realistic for anything.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. That was never going to happen, I don't think. Just with the Patriots offense, that's just not really how they do things.
And they showed that perfectly this week because we are a running football team. And, Damien Harris, 16 carries, 62 yards a tub. James White, our Lord and Savior, 5 carries, 20 yards a tub, baby.
Oh, my God.
Kendrick Bourne had an end around. Like, we are a running football team.
Yeah, they had reverses. Did you see?
Yep.
I was waiting. I thought they were going to pull it out. My favorite trick play ever is the flea flicker. I don't know why. I just love it. Every time it happens, I like jump up. I'm like, oh my God, here we go.
What kind of flea flicker? When he throws it to the wide receiver, they throw it back, or like the running back pass?
I like just your normal, your prototypical running back runs up, acts
you
like
hand it off to him.
Going.
Yeah.
Whoop, and then he just bombs it over. But yeah, with Mac Jones, even though he wasn't crazy, his passes weren't amazing. He had some awesome passes when he dropped it in the bucket to Jacoby Myers.
Yep, beautiful.
I think that was like the James White throw in week 1 when he just dumps it over.
One of those passes that make people go.
Exactly. I know I did that.
Yep. That's word for word, even though those aren't words.
Yeah, no, it just sounds. That's what Patriots fans, I feel like that's what we should be excited about. Are those plays. Like if you want the quarterback that's going to put up 300, 400 yards and 3 touchdowns, but might have a few picks and they lose the game or something, that's fine. Go have that. And I'm sure those days will come with Mac.
Virtual certainty.
Exactly. Yeah, it's his second game. Like, what are we doing? I mean, well, the one thing that I saw that really excited me that I liked about Mac Jones, and then I'll let you kind of touch on whatever you liked about him, because I know, we're both still steadily feeling pretty good about Mac. He ran the 2-minute offense pretty well. Like, I think it was towards the end of the half when they had it. And, it seems like he has a good control of the offense. Like that's really all the shit I'm looking for. I don't need even though of course we want the friggin' 40, 50 yard bombs to Aguilar or whoever, but I don't know. I overall for his performance, I'd give him a solid B. Nothing crazy, nothing good, nothing bad, just
like that.
Good performance. B.
I would give him a C. No, that almost sounds too mean. Maybe a C plus, because he did fine. He didn't turn the ball over, didn't put the ball in harm's way. There was not one pass that he put in the air where I was like, oh shit, like that didn't happen once. Yeah. Every time that was up in the air, I'm like, all right, that's either caught or incomplete, and I'm not worried about it. He had some great reads. He's not rushed whatsoever. That man, it looks like he's reading a book in the pocket. He is not worried about it whatsoever. No. Guys are in his face, falling around. Hands are reaching out for him like a zombie attack. He's like, I think I got James White downfield. He's not worried about anything. I love that. Calm, cool, and collected. So I love about that is a trait for our quarterback, because that's key for anyone. In the biggest moments, you want him calm, cool, and collect. And obviously, this is a Jets game. It's not the biggest moment. Last week was a huge moment for him, but that just gives me faith. When the lights shine the brightest, he's always even keel. He's always not worried about it. He is a personification of his head coach in a sense, where he's just like, I'm going to go out there and do the job. So I really like that. But
this was a road game. This was he won his first game, like regardless of who he was playing, all that, like it was still a road game, which I think that means something for a rookie on the road. It didn't look like it fazed him at all.
Yeah, he's playing against athletes who have trained their whole life to stop what he's doing.
Yeah,
and they've all been in the league longer than him for the most part. And I think his composure is unmatched. It's fantastic, and that's my biggest love from him, was just his composure and his patience. I think he did leave some points on the board, which is crazy to say because we smoked them, but
25-6
to not have a touchdown. I think he definitely had a couple opportunities. There were plenty of 3 and outs where you're like, we totally should have had that. A couple where you're like, I wanted Bill to go for it a couple times, and I knew it wasn't realistic because we were kicking their ass and there's no point in going for it.
Yeah,
Bill likes to, squash it in a little bit, but he's not like that mean. I had some concerns. Hunter Henry, again, just 2 catches this week, 2 catches last week. He's catching them, didn't have a drop. Everything that goes to him, he's catching, but not a huge part. Jonnu Smith is the best tight end on this team. And it's really not that close. And I thought Hunter Henry was going to be the yards guy. I thought Jonnu Smith was going to be the touchdown guy.
Do you think, this is something I was thinking, do you think, how Henry had some nagging injuries coming into the season? Do you think that maybe that's why? And I know that they're both very good. And I know that Smith is getting the play right now. Do you think the injury had something to do with maybe while they're like Coach Belichick, not fucking Bill. Coach Belichick knows that he can kind of, slowly bring Henry into the offense because he has Smith. And now that Smith is kind of a little dinged up, he was questionable for pretty much the whole week. Now I feel like it's going to flip a little bit. We're going to see more Henry or something like that. I feel like they have ways they can go depending on who's feeling the best or something like that, which right now seems like they're both nicked up. Yeah.
See, with Bill, normally I'd be like, yep, Hunter's injured. Like, you're kind of waning him into the offense. We don't need him right now. Toward the end of the season, when things get gritty, when they know they've seen a couple of games from us and they start game planning, that's when he breaks them out. When there are injuries, he's going to be big time. But with Bill, I feel like there's always something underlying, some idea behind this curtain that we can't see. And if I'm
always feels like
and if I'm going to go on a limb here, I think he's just force feeding Jonnu Smith, trying to make people kind of forget about Hunter Henry, even though like people still game plan for him. But then when it really matters in like the big games, I just can imagine Hunter Henry gets like 8 catches for 100-something yards, and they just force feed him. And Jonnu Smith is, they work him around for end arounds. They'll give him the ball to run it. He had, like I said, 4 catches, 28 yards, not crazy amount of yards, but super reliable. They put him all over the field. They line him up wide. They bring him in close.
Yep.
So teams are always watching where the hell Jonnu Smith is going, because he can be anywhere. He can be in the goddamn backfield. So that makes you forget about Hunter Henry.
I can't wait till he gets put back there.
Oh my God. So like Hunter Henry's always in the same spot. He's just slightly split off the line, or he's down in a 3-point stance. And I think that he's just kind of hiding this weapon in a sense, and that he can unleash him at another time. With Bill, there always seems to be something there, and I think he's going to utilize one when he needs them type thing. Like I remember Tim Wright, who used to be the backup.
Tim Wright, yeah. I remember Tim Wright, number 81. Tight end,
Yep. I loved him when he was in Tampa Bay, and then the Patriots signed him as a backup, and I was like, I fucking love this guy. And honestly, we had Gronk. This was just after Hernandez murdered somebody, so we needed a backup tight end. And
multiple people allegedly. I don't know if it's allegedly. I don't know if we have to throw that caveat in there, but
everyone knows what happened. But so in Tim Wright, like everyone was focused on Gronk, no one gave a shit about him. Tim Wright had a very quiet like 7 touchdowns that year, just because Bill was like, no one's paying attention to this guy, and he's very capable. So I think it's going to be the same thing with Hunter Henry, where he's going to become a forgotten piece in this offense, especially early on, where 2 catches last game, 2 catches this game. People are going to be like, all right, he's not really a factor. Maybe he's injured, so people will disregard him in a sense. Defenders in a game aren't thinking like that. They're just going to be like, all right, Hunter Henry's not rolling, Jonnu Smith's rolling. So obviously the attention goes towards him, and boom, Hunter Henry kills you. So I think there's always something below the surface with Bill. And I think this is a weird strategy thing. So I'm not too worried about it. Obviously, I'd like to see more from our tight end.
Yeah.
But our other tight ends killing it. So it's like, hey, if one of them's killing it,
see, I agree. I agree with exactly what you're saying, which I know, God, don't worry, guys, we will disagree on things. Don't worry. Like, I know it's boring to hear people agree all the time, but this is just a fun episode, okay? The Patriots fucking won a game. Like, we're 1-1, tied with the Chiefs.
Look at the score. What's there to disagree about?
Yeah.
We kicked ass.
Get out of here. But with the Hunter Henry thing, I think what you said, I think the players on the field during the game are going to kind of be lulled into, we don't, maybe we can kind of start creeping, kind of like, start letting the eyes creep towards Smith or Myers or Aguilar or something. The coaches obviously aren't going to forget him because it's their job, but the players on the field, I mean, you got to think if you're covering someone, it's almost like I equate it to, in baseball, when you're playing, center field, ball that hasn't been hit to you all game. So you're just kind of looking at the butterflies, playing with your cup. And then all of a sudden the ball gets hit to you and you're like, oh shit, I forgot him in the game. So not quite like that.
No, but I know what you mean. You're guarding
that's
Hunter
what it's going to be.
Hunter Henry's going out for, 15 to 20 routes a game. And you're like, he's not catching anything. He's not catching anything. I'm just kind of going through the works here. Boom, then it happens. You're like, fuck.
And I think that brings me to something I wanted to bring up with this offense. I see people, which it alarms me because I see media members as well, which I guess not so much, but I see a lot of fans saying shit like this, where they're like, why did we sign Jonnu Smith or Hunter Henry or Bourne or Aguilar? They're not getting these targets. Guys, you have to remember what team you're talking about. This is the Patriots. Other than Gronk and Edelman, some games, the ball gets spread around. You can't sit there like I remember, because I used to think this too, where it's like, wait a minute, where has Wes Welker been all game? Where's Edelman been? Where's Gronk?
Yeah.
You see, this team isn't built to force feed players. This isn't like the Steelers when they had Antonio Brown and they would feed them 12, 13, 14 passes a game. Like, they're going to go to the open guy for the most part. Now, again, sometimes is Matt going to miss someone deep? He may. I guess he did on that reverse. I guess he had Myers deep or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Which, that's going to happen, though. But to my bigger point, stop worrying about how come we're not seeing this person's name or this person's name. I don't think that really means anything because, like I said, this isn't an offense that is fixated around one person. You have Aguilar, Bourne, and Myers, who have all showed that they can catch the ball and do stuff with it. You got Smith and Henry, who can do things with the ball. Like, I think we have to calm down. And the other thing we have to calm down with, and this reminds me of our guest last week, Maddie with the 3 T's. Maddie B does not like Josh McDaniels. And listen, I get it, because to me, the offensive coordinator is almost like a left tackle. You never hear his name. And when you do, it's because you're saying something bad. It's a very unceremonious position or whatever. I don't even know if that's the right word. I'm so frazzled. But with Josh McDaniels, you guys have to think. I saw so many people tweeting and all this. I had to mute a couple people. I told you I had to mute a couple people. I couldn't do it because I didn't want to get into it. Then we'd have another Applebee's fiasco on our hands. Of course. I don't need
a bunch of clowns. We don't want that.
I don't need that. By the way, Applebee's is the best. Anyway, though,
stellar restaurant. Fine eating establishment.
It is. It really is. They tried to make Applebee's like a nightclub up in New Hampshire where I'm from. It was weird. Anyway.
No, that's ambitious. Stay within your bounds.
Come on. 2 for $20. That's it. You got cool drinks, whatever.
Yeah.
With McDaniels, first of all, just talking about this game, how do you want him to draw up these crazy plays? And we're going to talk about this part in a little bit when the O-line is struggling to protect Jones. You know what I mean? You're not going to draw up all these crazy, 4 5 second, routes. You're going to have screens, quick plays, or you're going to have runs. It's that simple, because guess what? McDaniels doesn't care about the style points. He's trying to keep his rookie quarterback healthy. And I get it. It's frustrating because we've seen Mac throw the ball. He can throw it really well. But the thing is, the training wheels are still somewhat on, because he's still a rookie. People forget that. How many people wanted Mac Jones to sit behind Cam Newton? And now those same people are saying exactly like yourself. A lot of people in just, whether it's ingrained in you or just it's what you wanted. You wanted Mac Jones to sit behind Cam Newton and learn and develop. Now that he's in the game, those same people are saying, "Oh, take the training wheels off, let him fire it around." What happened? So he can't, he still has to develop. He's still a rookie, no matter how good he looks. He is still a rookie. I think that all these plays, these big deep passes everybody wants, they're going to come. It's going to be a little frustrating at first. Bill has always said, and I beat this into the ground every time, first 4 weeks are an extended preseason, which sucks because week 4 we're playing Tom Brady. But I don't get the McDaniels say, because then all of a sudden he draws up some trick plays and everybody loves it. So it's just one of those things where, you, like I told Maddie last week, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Yep. McDaniels' track record speaks for himself. The one thing McDaniels can't make up for is the O-line. What the fuck?
It's so bad.
I get it because my view on it, this position more than any on the field, if you take one guy out, it fucks a lot of things up because, you do rely on the guy, all that stuff. When Trent Brown is in the game, exactly, because you got to worry, those offensive linemen become almost like family, like brothers, and they know what the other person's going to do. You take one person out, Trent Brown, it fucks everything up. I'm not worried long-term. When Trent Brown comes back, he's good, but I know you saw it too. The O-line pissed me off this game. Completely pissed me off.
And they pissed me off last game too. They made Emmanuel Ogbah look like fucking Bradley Chubb or
DeMarcus Ware in his heyday.
Some ridiculous thing. And it was so obscene. I was pissed about it last week. This week, obviously, I can't be as mad because we smoked him. And it's just going to have to be one of those things that we're going to have to utilize the short passing game until everyone gets back and everyone's healthy. And then you hope at that point that they can protect Mac more than they are right now. Mm-hmm. It's just so annoying, first of all, but it is slightly.
That's the word. That's the perfect word. It's annoying.
Yeah. I don't know what to do because obviously we want our rookie quarterback to get better. And he's stuck between a rock and a hard place because if he pushes it downfield, he doesn't have enough time to push it downfield. So if he gets a pass off, it's not going to be as good as if he had time in the pocket. Everyone gets pissed if he throws 5-yard routes, but he doesn't have time but he doesn't have time for anything else. Yeah. It's like the ball's got to get in his hands and get out fucking quickly because there are guys in his face immediately. And that's why I gave Mac so much props, because there are dudes so much bigger than him every fucking play, inches from him, about to give him a mean hit.
Diving at his legs?
Yeah, he could
hitting him in the helmet. Did you see the play where he got helmets on both sides of his head?
Yeah, he got crushed. It's just so bad. And hey, I believe that a rookie quarterback should take his fair share of hits. I want somebody who gets roughed up a little bit in their first year to really give them a sense of what the league's like. And when I played football, I loved getting hit. As weird as it sounded, I just love, that's what makes football football. If you can get bundied, that shows you that you're playing football. You're not playing any other sport. Something I really liked about Andrew Luck. Every time he got hit, knocked down, sacked, as annoying as it would probably make his team, he was always like, "Hey, good hit! That was an awesome hit."
I'd be livid. I'd be like, "Dude, don't."
He loved being hit. He would always be like, "Hey, that was a good hit" to all the defenders who knocked him down. And it's just something about Andrew Luck. He just loved the physical contact of football. Even if he got bodied, he was like, "Yep, I'm still alive. I'm still here playing."
Yeah, he loved it because he knows it's a contact or a collision sport. Yeah. He knows that he's going to get hit. So, dude, just hit me. I know it's going to come. Let's just go. Get me in the flow of the game.
But then I don't want a David Carr situation where you get sacked a record time in your first year and never get on the ball, and then you lose the rest of your career. Yeah. So it's you got to find the sweet spot where you let him get jacked up a little bit, but not too much. And right now, Mac is bordering on getting jacked up too much. The offensive line is not doing well, and it's not super concerning, but it's fairly concerning.
I think. I think you had I don't remember exactly what metaphor you use this for, but the house is on fire, but there's the basement is getting a little hot. There's something there's a leak somewhere.
Somebody fell asleep smoking a cigarette in the basement.
Yeah, that's how we can still fix it. We just stomp it out or tighten up a valve or whatever. Which I do think, like I said, Trent Brown, everything that we've heard, it's nothing crazy. He might miss next week or whatever, but he's not going to miss the whole season. Nothing's torn, nothing's pulled. It's just
not even a long period of time in the season.
No. I mean, up until this week, he was still listed as questionable. You know, I mean, up until this game. So even if he doesn't come back for this week, come back against Brady. That's all. We need all bullets
all
in the clip for that.
But resign Gilmore for that one.
Yeah. Can he? I wish he could like come off pup as like a different person, like wear a different person's jersey, something like that. But yeah, I mean, other than the O-line, there was really nothing else to complain about. People wondering why Bill was running the ball at the end of the game. Listen, he's trying to run clock. I know he was at like the whatever.
He was just trying to get that game.
Dude, he's just get the rookie his first win, whatever.
Yeah. He was already thinking about the Saints in the third quarter. He's like, all right,
he was
stop Jameis.
That's what he was thinking. He was probably sitting there like, okay, so I know that he threw 5 touchdowns one week and they threw a bunch of picks the next week. I don't know what's going on. Speaking of, not speaking of anything, because this has nothing to do with anything we were saying. Do you know who scored a touchdown this week? A very specific person that we love.
James White.
Sweet feet, James White.
Say it with us, fans. Sweet feet. He did. And he made me so much money because once I saw that Stevenson was out, I was like, I am hammering James White touchdown. Oh, yeah. And it was just like, it was a given. After he was so good last week, he still has a lot of value. He's one of we say it all the time, arguably the best pass catching back in the league. Yep. It was a given that he was going to do something. I thought it would be a receiving touchdown. His rushing touchdown. Yeah, me too. I didn't think it'd be a rushing one. He still has the value. He had 5 carries for 20 yards, which is not that impressive. One of them was a touchdown, though. And it was a damn good touchdown.
Yeah, it was nice. I feel like whenever you run, when you're that close to the goal line, whenever you run in for a touchdown, I always think it's impressive because it's so congested in there. Yeah. Like I feel like it's nice to see. The one thing with James White too, everybody's like, I think I saw was it Tommy Curran or someone, tweeted like, everybody thought that, James White lost a step. Hey, listen, asshole. Who says that? He didn't lose a step. Hold on, let me pick the mic up. He didn't lose a step, okay? His fucking dad died last year. Like, let's like kind of sit for a second. He didn't get COVID, nothing like that. In week 2, his parents got into an accident. His mom was in critical condition. I believe she's good now in everything, if I read correctly. And his father passed away. I'm sorry, guys, but how can you expect him to have a great year? He didn't lose a step. He didn't do all that. To me, it's disrespectful to say that to him. Like, think about these people more than what their fantasy value is or what their value is to the team. The dude's a real person. Yeah, like, come on. The dude's a real person. Dad passed away, and I know that's probably still weighing on him. Shit, it'd be weighing on me. But it's clear his head at least is back in the game. He's pretty much said as much too. So let's stop with the James White slander. It will never be tolerated here. Not once, not ever. Nope. I will find you.
Not even minuscule slander.
Not even any slander.
You can't say his name with a poor tone on this podcast.
No, I don't. Nope. No, I don't hear, James White. Excuse me? Shut up.
What was that? I didn't hear a James White. I heard
it's sweet feet. It's not okay feet. It's not dull feet. Exactly. It's sweet feet. Yes. Sweet feet. JFW. James fucking White.
That's right.
I'm sorry. That got me because I was thinking. It's just, I don't know. It didn't.
Hey, we got to do it.
Like, I don't know. But James White, though, I do think he's going to be a valuable part to the team. Everything like that. I want to get to the defense too. But there's 2 more people I want to talk about. One is a Jets player. The other is a certain running back who we thought was going to be in the doghouse. One, I fucking hate Braxton Berrios. Fucking can't stand him. I know former Patriot, great. I know, and I can see your face if you're watching on the tube. Liam seems shocked. I don't know why. I haven't told him this take. Just so you all know, I think we've told you every week, we do not go over these takes with each other. We hit each other with them, very rare kind of virgin words going at each other. Don't like Braxton Berrios. Discuss.
Why?
Dude, he gives me the vibe that he's just like a little shit. I don't know how to explain him. He's just a little shit.
Well, you're wrong.
Is he related to you?
No, he might as well be. He is God, I wish he was my dad. I love Braxton Berrios.
Is daddy your daddy? Because it seems like it's both.
Yeah, I wish he was either. Yeah, like I would love him to be my dad, or I wish I was born under him. He is a fantastic all-around player.
I'm sure he is.
Stellar, well-rounded, solid dude down to his core. Do you know where he went to school? Mike Sullivan. Tell me where he went to school. You have no idea?
The school for dodos. I don't know where.
No, you fuck. He went to the U.
Oh God, I should have known.
He went to the University of Miami, the prestigious Palace down in Coral Gables, Florida. And you are gonna talk shit about this man, a former Patriot nonetheless, who Bill saw him with his own two eyes. Bill looked at the Braxton Berrios through the windows of his soul and said, this is somebody I want for my team. And you're going to make fun of him? He's an extremely solid, well-polished, nothing crazy, but just all around a solid player. If you throw it to him, he's going to catch it. If he returns punts, he'll get good yardage for it. I cannot even imagine why you think this. And I encourage you to go look at any Braxton Berrios video you can, and you will change your mind. He's a stellar player. There's nothing to hate about that man. I was going to say something really fucked up. If he committed a terrible atrocity of a crime, I would still love that man and defend him to his dying day. I would go in court and testify, say he is innocent. If there's videotape of him murdering somebody in the street, I'm going in court and saying he is innocent.
I don't know if it's coming through if you're listening, but if you are watching, I don't think in the long time I've known Liam, I don't think I've ever seen him more passionate about someone than he is about Braxton fucking Berrios right now.
Why wouldn't I be? He was one of the best receivers at Miami. Truly, he is above and beyond everything. He is through his God-given ability. He was given an extremely average frame, not a stellar height, and fairly athletic. And he takes that and fucking runs with it. And he does much more than I would ever expect anyone of his mass to do in the sport of football.
You know what it is? I think it's because he does play with that chip on your shoulder attitude. And I know when he was with the Patriots, I liked him. I think he's just one of those players that when he goes to another team, and there's just some things sometimes with certain players. There's just certain vibes, and not even vibes.
Maybe it's a swag because he knows where he came from.
Yeah,
he went to the football powerhouse that is the U.
I know,
and he made it out unscathed on the other side. Now, obviously, carving out a somewhat mediocre to mid-range role in the NFL, but if given the chance, I would sign him on my team 10 times out of 10. I would cut an all-star, a Pro Bowler to get Braxton Berrios on my team.
Would you switch Gunner for Braxton Berrios?
I would switch 6 Gunners for Braxton Berrios.
Where's Gunner been, by the way? And I know I literally just said you guys shouldn't say where is this person been, but I literally have not seen him other than on the kickoffs. Is that like,
I know.
If that's his thing, that's fine. I think maybe, so what, he just can't crack the offense, which is fine.
I think there's just too many weapons now, and they're really trying to give Bourne a chance, which is kind of unfortunate because Bourne is shit in the bed. I think with Bourne though,
I think he is kind of falling in, like, not the trap, but like what this offense is, where he's not blowing you away because he's not really involved that much. But when you think about it, each game, like Aguilar had a relatively big game week 1, kind of quiet in week 2, like, and then you know who's coming back? I think week 4, the God himself, N'Keal Harry. Or is that week?
Oh, lucky us. Huh?
It's either 4, 6, or 8.
I thought it was 6.
Is it 6? Oh, okay. Maybe it's 6.
I thought he comes back with Gilly. It doesn't matter. He can come back in week 13.
Either way, dude. Before we move on to Damien Big D Harris, do you think Harry's going to do anything when he gets here?
Yeah, marginally. I think he'll, have a touchdown or 2.
I think he'll have his first game back will be good, and I think he'll slowly start to decline, and then he'll just get
because the other team doesn't know what to expect. They don't expect him out there, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh shit.
Yeah. No, that's why I think it's going to happen too. I agree with you. Damien Harris, We both kind of thought that he was going to be in the doghouse.
Most definitely. I thought he was going to get cut.
I thought we all thought that, some crazy shit was going to happen. Damien Harris broke off probably my favorite one of the year so far. And I don't know if you saw it, it looked like he was kind of getting hit by a lot of people. He probably had, he's probably going to be a little bit sore after the game. What I would tell him, I'd say, Mr. Damien Harris, sir. I would say, sir, because I feel like he could beat me up.
Yep.
Damien Harris, have you ever heard of Exogun, sir? He would say, wow, I have, Mike, but tell me more about it. So I would say, Damien, do you ever work out? Feel like you need a massage after? Well, I can get you a workout without leaving the locker room. Stay in the locker room, or just stay on the sideline. Have one of the boys do it. Have N'Keal Harry
or on the trail.
If he's on the trail, Damien Harris doesn't strike me as a trail guy, but if he is ever on the trail, I would say
I would feel bad for that trail. That man looks like he punishes the ground when he walks. He's got
stomping mud holes in that trail. Yeah. Stomping mud holes. I would say, Damien Harris, let me tell you, I know you probably never thought it was possible, but guess what? It is, because the Exogun is portable, adjustable, powerful. It's trusted to deliver the ultimate in recovery, which after that badass run we're about to touch on, you need the recovery. You need the percussion therapy too. Damien Harris strikes me as someone who loves the penetrating deep strokes, the rapid, concentrated, pulsating strokes. You know why he loves those? Because he loves to gain back his body and achieve a long-term pain relief. Damien Harris, everybody else, go to checkout when you buy an Exogun, get 10% off CGS10 at checkout. Like I said, that's CGS10, get 10% off. Get your Exogun today, and you, sir, everybody, Liam, you too, treat yourself to a massage at a moment's notice. Dude, what did you think of that run? I leapt out of my seat.
Stellar. That was some LeGarrette Blunt type shit is how I categorized it in my notes. I said
blunt force trauma.
Exactly. I have a notes that just says LeGarrette Blunt type shit, and I put Damien Harris's run right under that category. I was like, that was beautiful. What was it, like 26 yards or 30 yards?
I think it was like 26, 32 yards, something like that. He broke 7 tackles.
Yeah, the yardage is not the point we're focusing on here. He just bouncing. Dudes were playing pinball with him. Just one
Marshawn Lynch. That's what I thought.
Up. Yes. And then I just loved ultimate effort when it comes to football. Like I loved Edelman because he dived for every touchdown, jumped and killed himself for every catch.
Probably why he's not playing anymore.
Probably, but sacrifice have to be made for the greater good. Damien Harris at the end of that run gets balled up maybe 2 yards before the goal line. And I was waiting for the offensive lineman to come and hit him and knock him in. They just run right in, don't make an impact, don't push him whatsoever. They looked like they were running their full speed. He didn't move an inch. More Jets guys pile in front of him. He does this one jump step where he kind of jumps forward, plants his feet, and pushes off and fucking lunges everyone into the end zone with him. Oh my God, what a hype run.
It was amazing.
That's something that you really need to do after a 2-fumble week, to go in there and just will yourself into the end zone. That was pure will and determination. The true meaning of determination. That's what he showed getting into that fucking end zone.
Did you see who was there with him? Did you see who was there? Not just David Andrews. I love that David Andrews is always around for these piles. Yeah. Did
Class
you see
teammate.
A certain rookie quarterback, number 10, Mac Jones, hustled his frumpy white
distance.
ass up there. Same thing, right on his tail the whole time. Run, Damien, I got you. Damien.
To throw a block. He didn't, but
that's
still.
what he said. He was like, I'm coming. He did. He actually threw the greatest block I've ever seen one of the reverse plays. Yeah.
Oh, on the reverse. Yeah,
my God, the greatest. I don't think their linemen probably saw that block and they were like, holy shit. Mac just pancaked the guy.
Did I just get leveled by 10?
But I loved it though. I loved that run. Was awesome. That, I think, to me, as he was like, it was just indicative of just like the whole game, the whole team, how this season's going to go for the Patriots. I think that it's not going to be easy. They're going to have to, jump some hurdles, do all this stuff. But at the end of the day, do you see all the people in that pile? Everybody. You had the center and the quarterback that were right there pushing him in. I mean, and honestly, like you said, did he need it? I don't think so, because he was taking.
It didn't look like they had any impact. They ran in there full speed,
and nothing happened.
He didn't move, and I was like, "Oh man!" I was like, "He's not getting in." And then again, one big jump, 2 feet off the ground, throwing himself in the end zone.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
That's the only word to describe it. Really.
I'm happy that he's not in the doghouse. Stevenson might be in the doghouse, but guess what, man? He's a rookie too. And the Ivan Fears, the running backs coach, has already said, he's like, hey, the dude's got stuff to learn. So you know what? If he's got to sit for a few more weeks, I'm fine with the trio of James White, of course, Sweet Feet, Jesus, Damien Harris, and JJ Taylor. I'm fine with that if that's what you got to roll with until Stevenson kind of matures or whatever he needs to do to tell the coaches he's ready to go. Other than that, do you have anything else you want to touch on with the offense? Because I think I'm kind of spent. The offense was good, but I don't think that's the story of this game.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up for the offense, I would say. There's just so much more to talk about on defense.
Speaking of the defense, they had an awesome game. I don't care what you said. Anytime you pick off someone 4 times, 4, not 1, not 2, LeBron, not 3, LeBron, but 4 picks, 2 for JC Jackson, who, I mean, I love that he's playing well because this just means more when Gilly comes back, and that's going to be good. Yeah, they had a ton of pressures. They had 12 Pats that had 1 pressure at least. Matt Judon had 7. Uche had 6. Barmore had 3, and Hightower had 2. I mean, this front 7, and this was without Kyle Van Noy or Ronnie Perkins, who is the pick that everybody thinks is going to end up being something. He was still out. Kyle Van Noy was out with a throat injury.
God, that's a throat injury.
But this front 7 is going to be a problem. That's how I see it. I'm assuming you feel the same way. I'm pumped every play. First of all, you can always tell where Matt Judon is because he wears the fucking long sleeves, and like it is distracting because I just see him running. He's got the red long sleeves. It's just I fucking love this defense.
There's so much to love about this defense.
Yeah, I mean, you have the picks, you have Bentley, you have Jennings, who are kind of, I mean, Uche, we know he's going to be good. We saw that. Then you got Hightower, who's back healthy. He's producing. Kyle Van Noy, when he gets his throat fixed, he'll be back. He'll be kicking ass again. Christian Barmore, that was the guy I wanted to talk about. Christian Barmore, and I think I even texted you. I was like, he is a big fucking individual. He is a mass of man meat. He is huge. And I think you got Guy who's still doing things in there. The one person I do feel is left out, Chase Winovich. I see him on the field, but I don't hear his name.
I haven't heard of him in forever, and I don't know what the deal is because he was so sick.
Yeah, I don't
know if there's just not a need for him anymore, but do you ever need any less pass rush? He used to get after the quarterback like no one else on the team.
Yeah, that's just it. I don't know. I know that he missed a lot of time in the preseason. So this is, I think he actually missed the entire preseason. But I think, so maybe he's just easing them back in. Again, it's a position of strength. So, you don't have to force them in there. I mean, your linebacking core is deep and they're good. Your defensive line is good. I don't think you need to rush them back in, but I do feel like that's something to look out for. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. Winovich, if I had to pick, he's going to be the surprise that gets traded or something before the trade.
It seems like he's the odd man out.
Which sucks because I like him, but
we predicted that Sonny Michel was the odd man out, and now he's gone. I think Chase is next on the watch list.
Tucker O'Take's got the prediction. We predicted Zach Wilson was going to get booed. He did. We predicted the Jets were going to get trounced by the Pats. They did. I mean, I'm not saying that we know what we're talking about, but I think we do a little bit, I would say. I don't know.
So I think maybe more than a little bit. I think we got some crystal ball shit going on back here.
That's for the people to say. That's for our German fans to say. I hope the German fans aren't listening right now, and they're fucking pumped. And they're running around to their friends. Oh, come here. I can't do a German accent.
You got to get out to Oktoberfest.
Oh, I hope. Quick side note, this weekend, and for everybody, I don't know if anybody has gone. If you have, let me know if it's fun. I'm going to Epcot for the first time. I'm going to do the drink around the world thing. Cannot wait. I'm going to go to Germany, obviously get a beer. I'm going to cheer to my German friends.
Boot.
Yeah. I've never seen Beer Fest, which is I know that's bad. I'm sorry.
That's tough.
I'm sorry, guys. I'll see it. But
no, Epcot's a time. I've never drank around the world, but I've been. I wasn't legal to drink at the time, but I had a fake ID. I got one. But that was my accomplishment of the day when I went. But yeah, no, it sounds fantastic. I see all like the girls just post like each drink at each country. And it's like a Snapchat story.
Oh, that's gonna be
like 18 different drinks. I'm like, oh my god, I get it. You're drinking.
It's gonna be me. It's gonna be
Ecuador.
Dude, we're gonna get there probably around like 10. We're gonna go there probably closer to noon, I would say, within that time, and it's just gonna be just drinks. It's also the food. It's the food and wine festival too. So there's gonna be food and everything. So either way, that's gonna be a time.
Get a crepe for your boy in France.
Oh, I will. I'll get it. Moral of the story: I'm gonna eat crepes and drink beer for our German people.
Yes.
Pats also had 4 sacks, by the way, if we're going back to the defense. So it wasn't just the pressures. They were around Zach Wilson the whole game, which to me, watching all these other teams, because in the NFL right now, there's no teams that seem unbeatable. It's not like last year where it was like, okay, so no one's going to beat the Chiefs. The Ravens are going to be impossible to beat. The Bucks are going to be impossible. The Packers are kicking ass. Every single team looks beatable. I mean, I just watched the Bucks play the Falcons, and it was a close game until, shit got out of hand, but
until the third or the fourth.
But again, that's the Falcons. They can't finish games. We know that as Patriots fans. If this front seven keeps developing how they are and the secondary kind of just keeps doing what they're doing, and then Gilmore comes back, this defense is going to be a top 4, top 5 defense. That's what I think.
I think it's already a top 4, top 5 defense. Let me hit you with a crazy stat here that I figured out.
Hit me.
Zach Wilson completed the same amount of passes to wide receivers as he completed to Patriots players. 4 passes to wide receivers, 4 passes to Patriots players.
That doesn't even seem possible.
Had as many catches. It doesn't. J.C. Jackson had as many catches as half of the Jets wide receivers.
That's disgusting.
And he completed in total 19 for 33 for 210. So the passes he did get to wide receivers were for a good amount of yards. But for the most part, it was dump offs, it was tight ends. It was he was struggling to get it to wide receivers, and when he did, he met a couple of Patriots players along the line. The Devin McCourty interception, obviously, it was a gimme. It was right to him. But Devin McCourty, the unsung hero, doesn't get said enough. He's always in the right spot at the right time. And one of the best safeties, not off pure big playmaking, just off sure reliability. He's always in the right spot, always going to make the tackle. If there's a play to be made, he's either involved or making that play. And I love Devin McCourty. Can't say it enough. He's always been a top 5 safety in the league in my eyes.
He started as a corner. A lot of people forget that.
I know, yeah.
And he had an elite one. He had an elite first year. He was really good. And then second year, shit started to go weird. They brought in Aqib Talib, I believe that was around that same time where they wanted
Area
to start
31,
him.
baby.
Yep. I love the Aqib Talib when he would do it. I loved him.
His first interception came back for a touchdown against the Colts. Ever.
Aqib Talib was awesome, man. I wish he came back. He was going to come back before he retired, but I think he said something like they couldn't get it worked out or whatever. And
I remember waking up one morning finding out he had got traded to the Broncos. I almost shot myself in the forehead.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I was gonna say that's kind of over exaggerating, but it's not. Aqib Talib was awesome. That's one man that'll never have to buy.
So good on the Patriots. That one year that he ended up getting hurt, I think in week 8, and missed like 4, maybe even 6 weeks after that. Maybe missed the rest of the regular season, but he was stellar. I remember him swatting away at what would have been the game-ending touchdown against the Falcons to Roddy White. He slapped that shit away. I was like, Area 31.
I love that type of play. Like just like that's what you need as a corner. To be, like that badass shutdown. I mean, unless you're Darrell Revis, who was just a freak, like you need to be that bump and run. Like, listen, bitch, I'm gonna snatch your chain, which he did to people. I don't know. Aqib Talib was awesome. I love Aqib Talib, but yeah, I don't even remember what we were saying with this. Oh yeah, Devin McCourty, 4 picks. I mean, I don't care how bad a team is. 4 picks is still 4 picks. It does. And then those yards that Wilson had, how many of those were in the last drive or last two drives?
Yeah.
Not a lot. I mean, maybe like 30 or 40 yards there. But again, it was very clear the Patriots were like, all right, like, come on, you're getting booed. You don't want to be here. We don't want to be here anymore. We got to go back home. We got to prepare for the Saints and Jimmy's. So we got to be ready to go. I'm just happy, man. I'm happy the Patriots got the first win. I texted you right when it was done, right when the game was done. I was like, dude, I'm fucking pumped. You were pumped. Yeah. Like it's nice to be in the win column. There's a 3-way tie for first right now in the AFC East, so you're not really losing any ground at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It feels like this team is in it, which I think is all we want this year. Is just for the Patriots.
It's the most you can ask for, really. Just be in the hunt.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, overall, Patriots. I mean, I give them same thing I gave Mac. I give them a B minus, just because I guess maybe there were some missed opportunities to put up more points. I'm going to give them a B minus overall for the game. What do you think?
Yeah, I would hover maybe a little higher than that. Just with a rookie quarterback, they made it as hard for him as possible. 210 yards is, hey, he had more passing yards than Mac. It was an ugly year, 210 yards, that's for sure. But they frazzled the rookie quarterback and did exactly what we expected. If you were to pick an MVP for this game, would it be on the offense or on the defensive end? Because obviously the offense, there's a lot of promise to take away from it, but the defensive end, as you and me have both shared, was clearly the more commanding side of the ball. So if you had to name an MVP,
I'm gonna throw you for a loop. I'm not picking someone on the offense or the defense. I'm picking someone on special teams. I'm picking Nick Folk. The reason being,
Folk hero.
I don't think you can understate how important it is to have a kicker that you can rely on. I think because those drives that happen to stall, which with a rookie quarterback, it's going to happen. Yeah. You need a special teams unit that you can rely on. We already know that, Bailey is one of the best punters ever. Like, we don't have to worry about him.
He's the man.
Nick Folk, 33 straight kicks. They kept saying that on the fucking broadcast.
Yeah, I was like, shut up. I was like, shut up.
But guess what? It doesn't matter. You know why? Because it's Nick Folk. This is just what he does. He
reliable as all hell.
He just drinks beers and kicks field goals. I don't know if he drinks beers. He looks like he would, though.
When I'm older and senile, I'm going to gather around my grandkids in a circle. I'm going to be like, listen here, Grampy Liam's going to tell you the story of Folk Hero, the Patriots kicker who never seemed to fucking miss. And he is old. He is really old. I'm talking about a strong gust of wind would turn him to dust and blow him down the road. He's real fucking old. Anytime now, people will be scattering that man's ashes. And he hit 3 field goals, 49 yards, extremely impressive, 32 yards.
Okay.
Solid. People still miss that. Yep. 26 yards, that's a gimme. Yeah. And then he had, the first one was 46 yards, actually. So he had 4 field goals. I misread that. So 2 40-yarders, one just on the cusp of the 50, and then hitting the easy ones, which always seems to be the hardest for a kicker.
Yeah.
You really can't ask anymore. He accounted for goddamn 12 points of a 25-6 win. So
yeah, there is nothing in there's.
He's a good MVP. I like
it. I was thinking I was either going to pick him or someone on the line, either Barmore, whatever the fuck his name is. I can never pronounce it. I always say it 3 different ways.
You try, but the effort's there.
But yeah, Nick Folk to me, and I know it's not the flashy one, but guess what? I'm a Patriots fan. I'm not flashy. I picked the solid, the stable Nick Folk. Keep doing what you're doing, man, because I'm telling you, as these drives stall out, which, like I said, they will, do not get upset, Patriots fans. It's going to happen. You need a kicker that's going to put points on the board. Better off coming away with 3 than 0. Nick Folk, Folk Hero, week 2, MVP. Keep kicking ass, baby. That's my MVP. Who you got?
I like that a lot. I got Matthew Judon.
I fucking love Matthew Judon.
He's so impactful on every fucking play. I've never seen somebody who was criticized so much before the season. People brought up those deep statistic divers where like Matthew Judon in a Bill Belichick type defense was only, successful in 33% of the time last year. I don't think he'll be able to do that full time, blah, blah, blah. I remember
perfect voice. That's what those people sound like.
Perfect voice. 100%. Like one of those like downtrodden, like their wife has 2 cell phones. It's like he was in on every single play and like ripping the shower curtain off the bar that goes across. Every time the offensive lineman would come to him, bang, that dude's out of the way. Excuse me. He looked like Bates in Psycho when he murders the girl in the shower. He just moves the shower
Christian
curtain.
Bale.
Yeah, that's what he looked like. He's like, moved the offensive lineman. There's the quarterback going for the kill. Like he had his first sack of the season on him. And hey, sack's a sack. Like it was impressive. It was good. He beat the offensive lineman, got right to him, got his business done. But he pressured on 3 of the 4 interceptions. He was right there causing those interceptions and picks. It's very rare you throw an interception if you are protected perfectly.
Yeah.
Corners and secondary guys need the defensive line to apply pressure to put that sense of urgency in the quarterback. So he makes the slightest error, even if it's on target, if it's a little to the left, little to the right, that gives the defenders a chance. Football's a game of inches.
To Corey Davis, it was a little high.
Yeah, and Matthew Judon took advantage of the inches he was given.
Matthew Judon gave all the inches, all the inches.
Gave a few centimeters, I would say.
So many.
We could hop over to the metric system too for the Germans too if we want to.
Oh fuck yeah, kilometers.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's like the first thing I think of is.
We'll just say 6 kilometers. That seems like a long amount of long distance.
Seems good. That's fucking you. I think a kilometer is more than a mile. Whatever. Yeah, Matt Judon though. I love Matt Judon. I said he's going to be overall. I think he's going to be the Patriots defensive MVP.
Yeah, I think he's become the face of this defense in a sense. That a defense that already had an identity, like J.C. Jackson is an upcoming stud.
Hightower's still there.
Yeah, Hightower has been the anchor of that defense for years. Devin McCourty has been the true anchor of that defense for even longer. So it's like and Van Noy's been hanging around. They already have a bunch of these guys that's already established in this defense. And Judon comes in and immediately makes huge impact. Every play, the run, he stops the run. He came in as a real run stopping guy. He wasn't particularly a pass rusher. He looks like one of the finest pass rushers I've ever seen.
Since fucking when? Weird.
Yeah. And it must just be Bill being like, all right, I got a new weapon here. What can I do with him? He moves him around the line. Obviously the Jets don't have a very good line, so he can kind of put him anywhere. But on teams that have a better line, if they're missing one guy, if they have a rookie starting in one spot, then Bill's like, all right, we're going to move you over here. We're going to put you against this guy. You just take advantage of him,
Yep. I think that's what he did this game because I think the Jets starting left tackle was a rookie. So I feel like they took advantage of him. Yeah, Matt Judon. I mean that. I can't say enough good things about him. He seems like a Patriot through and through, even in his post game pressers and everything. Yeah, that's it. He just wants to win.
That's literally what it comes down to. You come to the Patriots, all you got to do is want to win.
That's it. Which is weird because I was told that nobody would want to come here after Tom Brady left, which is
so strange.
Which is
crazy.
Which is
what is
weird.
This? This would be the second year removed from Tom Brady.
20. I'm just double checking your math. No. This would be the second year.
And we got a bunch of new free agents who willingly signed here.
Willingly? Are you sure though? There wasn't no there wasn't no death threats.
Hey, unless Billy B's holding them at gunpoint behind the curtains, something that we're missing here. It seems like players want to play here.
That's fucking wild. That's wild. Shit. And it seems like they're having fun too, which I know that Bill Belichick hates fun, but maybe he's changed. Maybe this old dog has a new spot. I don't know.
Maybe Tom Brady was the ruiner of fun, and now that he's gone, Bill feels like he can be himself.
That's a fucking take because we all hear I'm taking this and running with it because we all hear that Tom Brady was being held back by Bill Belichick. Au contraire, mon frère, my friend. That's not German. Shit, that's French. Au revoir, bitch. No, I think maybe Tom Brady was holding Bill back. You could tell Bill cracking those little smiles. He would probably crack a smile, and then Brady would look at him and be like, listen, you old man, you sit the fuck down, okay? No smiling, no laughing.
You show me that shit again.
Yeah, don't you dare smile. And then Bill Belichick has to go be Mr. Pouty Face. I think that's
we are up 17 points. Why are you smiling, Bill?
That's,
I don't know.
That's it. That hot take, guys. So when this does come out, like a few years from now, just remember you heard it here first on Tuck Rule Takes.
Yeah.
Tom Brady was holding back Bill Belichick's fun. That's what he was doing.
Crazy.
Raining on his parade.
It's insane. People didn't see this earlier.
Yeah. No. Speaking of parades, Mardi Gras, New Orleans, Patriots play the Saints next week. How'd you like that fucking that
Never reached, but I liked it.
I don't give a shit. Piss off. Oh no, I can't. Yeah, so Saints come into town. Saints are coming marching in. Shit, I should have just said that. Fuck, that was a better one. Saints are coming marching in this weekend. Jameis Winston, fresh off a 2-pick, no touchdown game against the Panthers. Before we kind of dip out of here, Liam, I'll start with you. What do you see for this game? How do you think it's going to go?
Just like I predicted in our schedule prediction, and as I said on Al's podcast, because I think Al's going to the game, or
he is. Yeah. There's a few, I think, Couch Guy people who are going.
Yeah, my buddy's going actually.
Not us though. No one ever invites us. No, we're too crazy. Badass for them. We're too rebellious. Whatever.
The Patriots fans are a Patriots podcast. Why the fuck would they want to go? Yeah. I digress. I think it's going to be close. This was a Jameis lost to the Panthers. That's a division rival game. Mm-hmm. You're a big fan of saying division games are always nitty gritty, always tough.
They are. They fucking are.
I think he was a victim of that circumstance. I also think the Panthers are an above average team. I think they're a good football team.
Sneaky good is the phrase that's getting thrown around. Yep.
100%. I love Sam Darnold, what he brings to that team. And I think they're a very capable playoff team this year. Not a contender, but a capable playoff team.
Yeah.
So there's no shame in losing to them. Obviously, it was an ugly loss, though. Jameis, no touchdowns, 2 picks. I watched the whole game. I thought his picks were more or less just him trying to force it downfield. That's kind of how the Saints offense runs. That's how Jameis has always played. Mm-hmm. Sean Payton loves the deep ball. I remember seeing clips of Drew Brees throwing like a deep interception and going to the sidelines and just being like, fucking flipping out and being super pissed he threw a pick. Sean Payton's like, no, keep throwing it deep. That was a good look. He's like, even if they got the pick, like, we're trying to take shots downfield.
Just a punt. It's just a big punt.
He's like, we want this defense on edge. Like, that was a good move. And Drew's so competitive that he didn't really like that. I'm sure Jameis hears that and he's like, all right, got it. Just fucking slings that shit.
Shot puts that thing 50 yards.
Yeah, because one of his interceptions, he spin moves. This dude's so sick, and then slings it right to the defender.
Yep.
But if he had just put a little more mustard on it, if he could have angled it a little higher, kind of Aaron Rodgers, that shit, and get behind those 2 defenders, he had a guy behind them to throw it to. So I just think after the spin move, he couldn't get enough on the throw. I think Jameis is still more than capable. Bill's going to give him hell. It's going to be tough for Jameis. I think it's going to be another 2 interception game. I also think it's going to be a 2 to 3 touchdown game for Jameis. So I think it's going to be a tight one. But there's no reason why the Patriots shouldn't win this. The Saints have 2 premier defenders out, especially Davenport, their edge rusher. He's a stud. Yep. He's out. And they have 2, maybe 3 assistant coaches out. I don't know if it's because of COVID or if it's due to other concerns, but they had assistant coaches out too. So depending on if they come back, I think that's a huge part of it too. They're at a disadvantage without those guys. So I think it's a close one. There's no reason why the Patriots shouldn't win. If they lost by 3, I'd expect that. If they lose by anything more than like 5, I'd be slightly concerned.
Yeah. I agree with a lot of what you said. The one thing that I'm going to kind of go a little bit to the left on, I don't think it's going to end up being that close because, like you said, Sean Payton does like to throw the ball deep. He does like to get it down there and everything.
Yeah.
The issue is in conjunction with this Patriots pass rush, I think it's going to be similar to the game against the Panthers, which is kind of like what you say, he's going to have a couple picks. I just think with how the Patriots do run their offense, I think they're going to run it a lot more or, do those short little passes, which keep the clock rolling. I don't think the Saints are going to have enough time, just flat out time to score 3 touchdowns or even 2 or 3. Because like I said, I think that Jameis throws maybe 2, maybe 3 picks. And it's not an indictment on Jameis. I personally, Always liked him, had no issue with him. I see Bill scheming. Now we're going to start to see Bill
scheme a little bit on the Patriots' great defense.
Yeah. That's all it is. So I think, I don't know the exact score. All I know is I think the Patriots win by 2 scores, whether that's by 10, whether that's by 13. I don't know. I do think that it ends up being a relatively comfortable win. I see it going along the lines of this Jets game where it was still kind of like, like we were getting picks, but we were only getting field goals and this and that. But then the Pats kind of pulled away. I see it being a little bit closer, maybe into the third, midway through the third. But then I think that Jameis throws another pick and maybe it's a pick 6 or something like that. I think I think the Pats D gets a touchdown. That's going to be my hot take. I think it is going to be a pick 6 or like a scoop 6 or something like that.
I like that.
Yeah. So
if anyone's going to give him the opportunity, it's Jameis. I would double down on my point though, just because every time it seems like there's a Sean Payton versus Bill Belichick matchup, whether obviously in the past it's always been with Tom Brady and Drew Brees. You've always had high-powered quarterbacks on either end. So now this is going to be the first time those two match up, and it's different. So it's going to be a huge reliance on coaching. Who's going to out-coach who on this side of the ball? Mm-hmm. I think Sean Payton's still one of the top 10 greatest coaches ever. I think he's a stellar coach. And
they have a good defense still too.
Done wonders with a once shitty and disgraced organization. Now they're one of the premier, most successful teams of the decade. So I think it's still going to be close. I just think Sean Payton almost knows what to expect from Bill in a sense and doesn't know what to expect in other circumstances. But he knows what he wants to do against them, and maybe he won't get that time. Maybe the Patriots will burn that clock. I think that all depends on how healthy the Saints defense is, because they can't chew clock if they can't get yards, if they're not getting first downs, which Matt could struggle with against this defense. All it takes is one Jameis bomb down the sideline. He gets lucky. The fucking receiver gets a breakaway, and then it's a touchdown. And that can be like a three possession drive, 78-yard touchdown. You're like, God damn, they scored in 14 seconds. So that's why I think it's going to be close. It's kind of a contrast because the Saints work really fast on offense. The Patriots work pretty slow on offense. Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah. I could, like you said, I could easily see Jameis having one of those, deep passes where all of a sudden you're like, wait, how the fuck did this guy get so open? Whether it's, I don't think it's going to be on Jackson, whether it's on like Williams or Jonathan Jones or something like that. I don't think
it'll be on Jackson either. Just to
no. Yeah. It's going to be like some stupid like breakdown in coverage, or there's like a pick where, one of them gets picked, a legal pick or illegal. Who gives a shit? Someone's going to get picked. It's going to be some crazy thing like that. I didn't even think of the Sean Payton versus Bill Belichick matchup. I was just thinking strictly of the players.
Gotta give props to the man.
I think the Pats win by 10 then, if I have to change that. And again, it's not an indictment. 4 points. It's not an indictment on the Saints. I just, for some reason, I'm like weirdly confident and excited about the Patriots. I think that they get a good win. They get a good confidence boost going into week 4, which is the game we're all waiting for. I think that's going to be the ultimate litmus test for where this team is. Tom Brady and his band of fucking pirates come to town. So we'll see. That's going to be a great week.
There's a joke there somewhere.
There is. I will try to think of one at least by the time we have that next pod. But yeah, I think so. So just to clarify, do you have the Patriots or the Saints winning if you had to pick? I don't need a score, just whoever you think.
I have to pick. I originally said the Saints. No, I still think the Saints win.
You think the Saints? All right, I'm going the. See, I told you we would disagree. I'm going the Patriots.
I still think the Saints win.
I just think that Jameis Winston's his what's the word? His not greatness is going to outshine Sean Payton's greatness.
See, I think Jameis is a baller.
No, he is. He's what they call a gunslinger. I feel like he's like he just fires around. I think the gun is going to backfire on him, and Bill Belichick.
The recoil is going to hit him in the face.
That's what I think. Yeah. And then can you? I feel like that shit would actually happen to Jameis. He'd be like, "Oh, hey, what happened?" I don't know, but yeah, I think the Patriots win. But I think either way, though, we are excited about what's going on with the Pats right now. Everybody calm down. There's a lot to be encouraged by. Calm down with Josh McDaniels. He fucks up, but he's going to give you a lot more good shit than bad shit.
Yeah, I don't understand that hate at all.
No, I think it's, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna blame Matty B. It was him who started it. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
shame
I think,
for those people to listen to Matty B.
yeah.
They should know better.
Yeah, all 5 of them. You fucking God. You know what? Anyway, whatever. Patriots 1-1, finally in the win column. Like I said, records tied with the Chiefs, so that's always nice. I got nothing else, man. I'm just excited. I can't wait to see next week. I might even fuck around and watch the game inside an Applebee's. Who knows? I'll just let the whole world burn. But yeah, I'm excited. I got nothing left to say though. Patriots are 1-1. Like I mentioned, I'm excited about the team. What do you think? Any final words for our fans and our German fans?
Yeah, I want to see Matthew Judon terrorize Jameis. I still think Jameis is going to win. Still think he's going to play well enough that he'll get the dub, but I want to see him get terrorized. And with all these defensive players out, Patriots offensive line needs to shape up a little bit. So I want to see I'm looking at the lines this week. I want to see defensive line get pressure on a pretty good offensive line of the Saints. Mm-hmm. And I want injured Patriots offensive line to hold up. Just hold up. You can give up 1 sack, maybe 2. Just don't give up a QB hit every 3 plays. Hold up against an already injured Saints defensive line. That's all I ask. Bare minimum. Just don't fall apart on a line that's already missing their 2 best players. Please.
I think if Trent Brown is back, I am going to have little.
If Trent Brown's back, it's a lock.
If he isn't back, then it's going to be like, okay, here we go. We're going to have the fucking
then you're like, all right, let's hope for some magic
that.
here. Please, boys, pull it out.
Yeah, which is, you know what, fine. Because like I said, if you can win this game, you're 2-1 going into week 4. I'm happy with that. That's what it comes down to. So if Trent Brown's back, all full steam ahead. If he's not, be a little worried about the offensive line. But it's going to be a good game. Pat Saints, that's the next one. We will see everybody next week. Well, you'll see us. We'll just see each other because we talk on this. You'll hear us next week. We could
see you if you follow us on Twitter and engage with us. I would love to start talking to some fans. I have a lot of stuff I like to debate. Let's get those debates out there.
Yeah, please do. Hit up couchguysports.com. You can see everything there. We got pods. I'm Mike Sullivan. Like I said, I'm on there. I write about the Patriots. Liam's got his Rafters podcast. Celtics, if you like a little basketball, quick little New Girl reference. I don't know who's seen New Girl, but that's a little New Girl reference. But yeah, basketball, he's got everything going on there. I got Patriots stuff going on Couch Guy Sports. Like I said, hit it up. Dynasty starting. Couch Guy Sports, Tuck Rule takes Patriots 2.0. Dynasty is starting. Like I said, I'm not going to stop saying it because guess what? I'm going to will this shit into existence.
We're putting you guys on notice.
I'm putting the whole NFL world, the whole podcast world on notice. Yeah, double snap, all this shit
Don't
going on.
Snap my fingers in the Z formation.
Snap your fingers, do your step. All right. Anyways, guys, for Liam McDade, Mike Sullivan, go Patriots, Tuck Rule takes. We out.
Later.
Sweet feet.